abstract. Yeah, it's complicated what you say, the way you act. Well, it makes me so confused. I don't know what to do anymore. Can't you just make up your mind? My heart drops when you play around. How can you be up when I'm down? Don't wanna think about it right now. Maybe you just wanna be friends. There's a fight when we are talking. Maybe you just wanna pretend, but I can read between the lines. Even if I can't deny that all the things you said are hurting. Still wanna be with you. I think you want it too. 'Cause baby, I don't wanna be.
Hi everyone, it's Gaylynn Martling. I am here with the Card Maker Success Summit. I think this might be my 4th time, and I am looking to see if you have any questions later on. I know Aaron's going to let me know, but I am Gaylynn Martling, and I'm a card maker. Oh my goodness, I've been making cards probably for 15 years now. I started with scrapbooking, like probably a lot of you did. And when my kids were little, that's what I did. And then I went to some card parties and kind of got into card making, and it stuck. It just stuck. But let me tell you where to find me. So I am Gaylynn Martling, and I have a website, and my blog is there now. It's gaylynmartling.podia.com. And it's all linked on my worksheet. You can just click on there. It also is Neat Things, NEATTHINGS, neatthings-boutique.com. So that is my shop. I am a card maker. I do have online card making classes, and I love to make cards for challenges and lots of events online. I like to participate in those, and I just love the craft community, so I like to get out there and just socialize with everybody on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. So all of those links are there. If you have anything in particular you want to ask, just, go ahead and ask away. Here's my cards just before we get started. So I did 2 cards, and I hope you can tell they both have a shimmer to them. They have like shimmer in different ways. So like for this one, I used shimmer cardstock, gold shimmer cardstock, and the Mary, it's hard on this, was stamped with metallic ink there, metallic gold ink. And this one is my favorite. This one has a dark blue background, and it has that shimmer stamping and some die cuts. And again, I use solid and metallic for the die cuts. So that's enough for me. Let's see. Question. Do you use fixable on all your stamping? Oh, like a fixative. So what I used with metallic ink, and sometimes if I don't want to emboss and it's a dye ink or a juicy ink that will hold the something that maybe would need to be embossed, sometimes that dries, but it may not stay. When you rub your finger over it, it may not stay in place. So if you want to do that, or if you're scrapbooking and you want to add another layer or other things like Copic marker coloring or something with it, spray it with a workable fixative. I got mine on Amazon, and it's Krylon workable fixative. You want to do that outside. It's very has a very strong chemical smell, but I don't use it on all cards. I just use it when I use this is like a metallic ink or anything that would take a long time to dry. Try using a workable fixative. And think about canvassing when you want to seal a layer, but you need to continue art. Just use a workable fixative. So those are the only times I use that. And see, these cards are stunning. Thinking of a way to do this with a cutting machine, as I don't have stamps like this. Well, the background, for instance, if you have a die cutting machine, so you can die cut these elements here, the sentiment and the flower. So if your die cutting machine, so if you have a Cricut or something else, you can use any background. You can even use pattern paper for a background. If you have a really nice, like a graphic pattern paper and you don't stamp, do that, or a digital image works just fine. Oh, what technique is my least favorite? I would say anything that I need a lot of technology with. I really enjoy, I know I have the Cricut, I do all that, but I really like to sit down and stamp and just kind of get away from it all. You know, that's one of the reasons why I craft. Um, it's relaxing. So I like the die cutting machines are fine. They're easy enough, but you know, if it's a lot of technical stuff involved, and I need to do uh, online files and things like that, that's my least favorite. But I really just love scrapbooking, card making. I like, you know, digital, but not where I have to spend a lot of time with it. I hope that makes sense. Loved watching you make these. I saw you mentioning using reinkers on your pads. I am new and would be buying new gold pads. Would I need to apply more ink to the new pad at the first time? Well, I did, because these were new to me, and I have the reinker. This is Catherine Pooler, and I have the different colors in it, and I really, really love them. They come in different colors, but I know that I've seen some videos of theirs where sometimes they dry out. So I have gotten in the habit of getting a reinker with an ink pad. It's just an easy step to have it handy when you want to do it. But sometimes I don't need to. So test your stamp first. If it's juicy enough, you're good. With these, you don't really need to press hard. You just tap it. But I use the Misty stamping tool, and so I stamped it like 2 or 3 times to get the look that you see. So I dye inks and all work a little differently, but the metallic inks, I definitely wanted to get the reinkers for those. Any tips for not contaminating colors? When when doing the ombre technique, I've always had issues with that type of thing. Well, you know, I try to stick with the same contaminating colors. You want them to blend in. You mean on the ink pads, on the blending brushes? I don't worry about that too much. I have a blue blending brush, for instance, and I'll start with the lightest color and then go into the darker color for blending. I hope that's what you were asking. But the ombre look, just ever so lightly go through and stamp. Like I had this big stamp by Unity, and I used the lighter color and the darker color. And oh, you're talking about getting the dye onto the other ink pad. You know, I just didn't worry about it too much, honestly. You can also tap it off onto paper, and just some of that original color will come through nicely. You know, I do like to take a stamp and add different colors to it. I do that often. So if you want to, you can use a separate applicator to dip it into your ink and then add it to your stamp. Maybe that's a solution. What's everyone's favorite tool? I want to know that from you guys too. But I think for stamping, the Misty is a game changer, or any kind of stamp positioning tool. But I love, oh my goodness, I love a good die cutting machine. Right now, I have an Anna Griffin die cutting machine, and I use also a Big Shot machine. But I do use some Spellbinders products, and it does work with the Big Shot machine. I just don't want to buy a third machine right now. So those are my favorite machines. What's everybody else's? I can't really see your thread. By the way, go ahead and ask me questions. I can't see all of them while I'm talking to you, but ask me questions and I'll go look through. I think they're going to be posted up by tomorrow from Stamp Me Some Love, and I will try to get and answer those questions at least tomorrow sometime. Oh, I think that's all. Stamping Platform Press. Circle, forgot the name, by Alton New. Oh yeah, you have that one from Scrapbooking Made Simple. That's actually an accessory for SNS. Oh, okay. Favorite tool, my fave, I think that was supposed to be Stamping Platform Press. Yes, that's good. The press by Alton New, that is got a lot of raves. But since I already have the Misty, I didn't get that one, but I'm sure that's really great. I just got the Better Press, and I really have been playing with that. I'm going to make a video soon on that. And with the Better Press, it just really makes great stamped images with a little bit of texture, and you can foil with it. So I have some samples of those coming up. But I really, so far, I really like the Better Press, but it's different than using stamps with that. So, what's my go-to color? Oh, pinks. I love pinks. And, you know, pinks and purples and lighter shades. My style has changed over the years, and now I go for more of a softer look and light blues and pinks, those kinds of shades together. I used to be more darker with ink blending and using mixed media, and I've gotten away from that. But, you know, that's a lot of people do. And sometimes, depending on the stamp, because I craft based on the stamp. If I have a stamp, I want to look and see what can I do with that stamp. And if it lends itself to something that's more for mixed media or distress, that's what I'll do. And I'll do it. I do that too. So, yeah. What is your favorite? What is your favorite way to craft? Is it stamping? Is it, I want to know, like, from you all what you like to do best. Is stamping? Is it going on Cricut? Do you do all your, you know, your images on Cricut? Do you like SVGs and create with those? I know technology's changed and SVGs are a big thing. So for right now, I'm not really doing that, but I have dabbled with it, and I'm dabbling with learning different things with the SVGs. So, but what do you guys usually do? I know stamping, it started early on. Do you create while traveling? Ooh, you know, I might stamp some things when I'm traveling so I have it. And I might bring a few markers or travel, my color pencils or something. Maybe. But usually when we're traveling, I'm trying to catch up with my kids and my family, and we're trying to do events or we're busy doing things. So I really, you know, I don't unless I'm going to an event. So I usually don't carry too much while traveling, but that's a good idea to have a little thing handy for on the go. Why did you use the spray fixative on the ink? Okay, so this ink that I use is a metallic ink. It is very, it doesn't dry like regular ink, and it needs to be either clear embossed, or if you're not going to emboss it, to fix it, to keep it from running if you move your finger around it, you need to, or an idea is to put a fixative on it. It's a spray. It's like a layer to protect that so that you can go in and do more artwork, like adding color or something to it. Or if you're using it as a gift or a greeting, it doesn't run if somebody maybe has water or, you know, so different kinds of inks like this metallic ink by Catherine Puller, you'll need to either clear emboss it or add a workable fixative. It just depends on the medium you use. If you're using a dye ink, you don't have to do that. Or if you're using a hybrid ink, it's not necessary. But there could be a whole video on just inks, because there's waterproof inks and watercolor inks, and there's some that are Copic friendly and some not Copic friendly. But this one, I love it. I have it in all the different colors, but it needed to be sealed somehow, and I sprayed a fixative. I hope that answers your question. What weight paper do you use, and what kind of paper do you prefer? Well, for the card bases, I really like a nice sturdy card, so I use 110-pound Solar White Nina cardstock, or a really thick card base. Sometimes I use the heavier 100-pound color cardstock as a card base, but really 100-pound. I like the 80-pound for any kind of accents or toppings. Like I trimmed this top layer for the snow, and I just used an 80-pound for that. For die cutting, for using Cricut, it's a whole different story, but a nice thick die cut is my favorite thing to do. So it stays sturdy. Sometimes you can layer different layers. For a sentiment or something, you can layer a few different pieces of cardstock. But I use thick enough cardstock, 80-pound for the accents and for stamping, 100-pound or 110-pound for the card base. What inks have that metallic? I know Catherine Puller does. Many companies have a version of a metallic ink. I can't really go into, oh my goodness, let's see what I've got here. I don't have any handy to show you, but I know that there's a metallic in different brands. You just go, if you like a certain website for your inks, just add maybe the word gold and see what kind of options you have, and see what they call it. What some call it something other than metallic. But I know that many brands have a version of gold or metallic. Can a Cricut be used in place of a die cut machine? Of course, yes. A lot of these things, you have files already on your Cricut. You could do something similar very easily by searching these kinds of, like a poinsettia. You'll find lots of poinsettias, snowman, same thing, Christmas tree. And even you can use the Cricut to die cut if you want to die cut the background and stick it on there. But obviously you can make your whole card base be made with the Cricut and score. And so all you have to do is just fold it and add your embellishments. I am one of the things that I love to do is make my own embellishments, make my own pieces, like flat flower, or the snowman, or if I'm doing a tag or something. I really love to make my own embellishments. So I like it in layers, but not too thick. My other thing that I really love to do is to make a card flat so that it's easy to mail and takes one stamp. I've been doing that lately. I think it's time to go. So we have only a couple minutes. So remember to find me and take a look at my worksheet, and you'll be all set to get all my links and find me there and say hello. And I'll be in touch with answering your questions online. You guys have a wonderful day.